Assalamualaikum, Fatima. Welcome to the call.
Alaikum salam. Thank you so much for having me.
So, in one sentence,
Yes.
tell us who you are.
Okay, so my name is Fatima. I am 25 years old and I run my own modest luxury boutique online called Fatema.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, you're married. That's why we're having this conversation.
Yes, I am. Yes.
So, let's go back to when you first got married or before that.
Okay.
And as you were growing up and when you were ready to meet somebody, did you have a really clear idea of what you wanted in a husband?
I knew what I wanted, but I think it changes over the years as you mature. The main things that I was looking for in a person was that the person is kind, they're God conscious, they're just loving, generous, just a person that will love me unconditionally.
So did you get that model from family members or your dad, or how did you learn that you wanted that in a husband?
Honestly, as growing up as a kid, it was always movies, and those fairy tale movies that would always, there's a Prince Charming that would come and sweep you away. That's really where, this whole idea of getting that kind of a husband, the perfect husband comes from. But I think my greatest role model, and not to sound cliche, but it's the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because if I could have a relationship like him and his wives, then that would be perfect for me. If I could have a relationship like him and Lady Khadija, that would be perfect for me. And over the years, it has become more so like I've focused on the fact that that's what I want, a relationship like that. But growing up, it was always like there was like some sort of fairy tale character or something like that would always be like, I want something like that.
So how did you meet your husband?
For us, we went to the same high school together, but we only knew of each other, as in I knew who he was, he knew who I was, and that was it. It wasn't until a few years after high school where we actually got a chance to get to know one another.
And then what happened? I mean, there was that moment in time when you were like, oh my God, he's the one.
Yeah, I think it had to do with the fact that the way he was just talking about how what kind of a husband he wanted to be, what kind of a father he wanted to be, and those things were very relatable to me because that is exactly what I was looking for. And it's also we found that we were very relatable to one another. There was a lot of things in his life, there was a lot of things in my life that just made us click automatically, and there's also the fact that we're both the oldest of 5 siblings, and there were so many things that when I was looking at our relationship, everything started just clicking and falling into place. Everything was just there was this perfect human being in front of me, perfect in my eyes, who I just wanted more of a relationship with.
Wonderful. So how long you guys been married now?
Alhamdulillah, this week is actually our 3-year anniversary. So inshallah, 3-year anniversary.
3.
So yeah, I can honestly say it's been the greatest 3 years of my life. And it's just having that one person that will support you, will take care of you, will put you first, that's the biggest blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I could ask for, Having that person that just looks at you in your eyes and tells you you are beautiful. It's just, like for somebody who hasn't felt that their whole life, it's something so beautiful, it's something to hold so dear.
Alhamdulillah. Now, why do you feel like your situation is unusual, extraordinary, not like a normal person getting married? What's special about your situation?
I've been overweight my entire life. That's the biggest thing for me. I've had people make fun of me as a little kid. I was bullied. My weight is always the first thing to come into the conversation. And it just made me more and more discouraged over the years, more and more depressed over the years. I started telling myself, what, I don't need anyone that will make me happy. I don't need someone to make me happy. as a person. And that couldn't be further from the truth, because I knew deep down that that's exactly what I needed. A companion, a sort of support system, somebody who will just look at me the way that my husband looks at me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of women out there who are a little bit overweight, and they feel that weight affects their confidence.
Yeah,
And
sure.
men have this image, that they want somebody that's a size 2 or size 4 or size 6, like all the models that they see.
Yeah.
And so all of, us who are overweight are thinking there's nobody out there. Now, what would you say to a woman that's watching this right now, and she's struggling with her weight, and she's feeling like, you know what, I better just throw in the towel, like there's no hope for me?
Honestly, I would say that, and as weird as it sounds, I would say if I can do it, so can you. That's the biggest thing. Like, and for me, whenever someone asks me, what did you do, or how did you get to where you are right now, the biggest thing I can say is that for a long time, I told myself that I'm waiting for this person to come, and I'm going to wait for them to sweep me off my feet, and just everything's going to be perfect. We're going to live happily ever after. But the truth is, you make your own happily ever after. And what I did that helped me most is, like, there was a time where there was one point in my life where I felt like I was at an all-time low. And in that time, I remember just picking up the Quran and saying, you know what, the only person that can help me is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there was a verse that I read that, where the Quran says that Allah will not change a people's situation until they change what is in themselves. And that really resonated with me. I was able to really think about that and say to myself, if I don't change myself as a person, if I don't make myself a better person, how can I expect Allah to, bless me with this person that I find to be perfect, that will support me, that will, be my soulmate, so to say. And the one thing that I wanted to do was change myself for the better. And that is exactly what I did. So we are always waiting around for this person to come, but I think it's more important to be a little bit proactive at the same time, because if you write down the qualities in a person, or a trait in a person that you find important, which is exactly what I did, and let's say their spirituality or trustworthiness or honesty, if you write those qualities down and try to emulate them and mold yourself into that kind of a person, then you'll attract the same kind of people towards you. And that's exactly what I found helps. I try to make myself a better person, a person that I feel is worthy of the kind of person that I'm looking for. And that as soon as I started that, I tried to just make myself a more spiritual person, gaining closeness to God, making myself a more honest person, and no matter what I'm doing, whether it's in my daily life, whether it's, with the stuff that I want to achieve, I just try to make myself the best person that I could be. And I feel like that really helped me. It helped me to gain the confidence that I wanted in order to, become a better individual overall.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing
your
story with us.
No problem at all.
Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.